Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to my channel, Max, my heartbeat. So, in our today's class, let us discuss about finding the nature of the roots for a given quadratic equation. Okay, so let us discuss our today's topic about finding the nature of the roots. Okay, so how to find the nature of the roots? For suppose if alpha comma beta are the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Not wait, just 2 minutes. So first, already in our first class we have discussed this, the roots of the quadratic equation. So what is the general quadratic equation we are taking? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? So what are the roots? Is x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So these are the roots of the quadratic equation. Means this is the formula to find the roots of the quadratic equation, right? But here whatever this value we are taking, b square minus 4ac, that is called discriminant. The value b square minus 4ac is called discriminant. Okay, discriminant of the equation. So in generally we'll write that as d, capital D is equal to b square minus 4ac. Okay, so depending on the value of the discriminant we can find the nature of the roots. So our today's concept is about finding the nature of the roots. Okay, so how can we find out nature of the roots? Means by seeing the value of discriminant. See here, if our d value is greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. Distinct means different values. Okay, if d is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. Okay, whatever the roots we are getting, those two are real and equal. And if d less than 0, then the roots are imaginary or complex. Understood? So whenever we are getting this b square minus 4ac value greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. If we are getting the discriminant value, that is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. If this value discriminant is less than 0, then the roots are imaginary and complex. Understood? Very important. Note on this point. Please note on everybody. Very important point. Depending on the discriminant only we can find the nature of the roots. Clear? So now let us see one example related to this. if A, B, C are non-zero real numbers and okay, then comment on the nature of the roots of the equation. So what is that equation we are taking? X square minus 2x plus of 2ax plus of a square minus b square minus c square is equal to 0. Okay, and we have our options. Option A, real and equal. Option B, imaginary. Option C, real and unequal. Option D, none of these. Okay, so here in our question he has given that A comma B comma C are non-zero real numbers. Then we have to say we have to find out the nature of the roots of this quadratic equation, that is x square minus 2ax plus of a square minus b square minus c square is equal to 0. Okay, so for finding nature of the roots we need what? Discriminant, right? So given equation. So what is the given equation? Given equation is x square minus 2ax plus of a square minus b square minus c square is equal to 0. Okay, now we want discriminant d value. So d is equal to b square minus 4ac, right? So this is equal to, so what is the value of b we are getting here? Minus 2a. So minus 2a whole square minus 4 into a value is 1 into c value is a square minus b square minus c square. Okay, so solving this, minus 2 whole square. Up here everybody understood, no? From this equation, if we compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the quotient of x square here? A. What is the quotient of x square here? 1. So a is equal to 1. So in the place of a I am writing 1. Okay, and what is the value of b? B is equal to minus 2a, right? So b square means minus 2a whole square. And what is the value of c? C is nothing but a square minus b square minus c square, complete value is c. Okay, so b square minus 4ac. So b square means minus 2a whole square means 4a square minus 4 of a square minus b square minus c square. Okay, so this again 4a square minus 4a square minus of minus plus 4 into b square plus c square, right? So 4a square gets cancelled. So I am left with, this is equal to 4 into b square plus c square, right? He is saying that a, b, c are non-zero real numbers. So we can't equate this value to 0, means b cannot be 0 and c cannot be 0. So this whole value discriminant can also be not equal to 0. So always we'll get this value is greater than 0, right? Why? Because what, even if we take negative values also, that becomes positive. Why? Because they are having square. First suppose if we take b value as minus 1, then minus 1 whole square, and c value as minus 2 whole square. So here 1 plus 4. So 5 into 4 is 20, right? 20 is greater than 0. Understood? Even when we take negative values for b, then also we are getting discriminant as greater than 0. That's why if the discriminant is greater than 0, then what can we say about the roots of the equation? That is nature of the roots, that is real and unequal. Understood? Whenever the discriminant is greater than 0, then we can say that the roots are real and unequal. Understood? This is how we have to find out the nature of the roots. Clear? Let us see one more example. If not, some more concept related to nature of the roots. Okay? And after that, we'll discuss one more example. So here, if A comma B comma C are rational, okay, then the roots of the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 are always conjugate sets of each other. Okay, so whenever we are taking a b c as rational numbers, then the roots of the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 are always conjugate sets of each other. Okay, let us understand this with an example. So example, x square minus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. If not minus 2 only, let us take x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, and we know that here 1 is a rational number, minus 2 is a rational number, and minus 2 is also a rational number. So a, b, c are rational numbers here. So then what are the roots we are getting? Minus b means 2 plus or minus square root of b square means 4 minus 4 into a value is 1 and b c value is minus 2 by 2a means 2 again. So this is equal to 2 plus or minus root of 4 plus 8 by 2. Okay, so this is equal to 2 plus or minus root of 12 by 2. So this is equal to, okay, up to here everybody understood now? Anyone has any doubt? See here, if we compare, then we will get a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to minus 2. So what is the answer? Minus b plus or minus. So minus b means minus of minus 2. So plus 2. Like that we have to solve. So that is equal to 2 plus or minus root of. So 12 I can write as 4 into 3, right? By 2. So 2 plus or minus 2 root 3 by 2. So if I take 2 common in both numerator and denominator, then I am left with 1 plus or minus root 3 by 2. So here 2 gets cancelled. So what is my answer? This is equal to 1 plus or minus root 3. Okay. So this I can split as 2 roots, that is 1 plus root 3 and 1 minus root 3. Okay. So here we are getting conjugate sets. Conjugate sets means same numbers with different signs. See here, 1 plus root 3 and 1 minus root 3 means only instead of plus we are getting minus. Understood? So whenever a, b, c are rational, then the roots of the equation will always be conjugate sets of each other. Clear? So now let us do one example related to this concept. Okay? Just only one example, with that we will find out how to do this. So example, if 2 plus I root 3 is one root of the equation x square plus px plus q is equal to 0, where p comma q are real, then the values of p and q are dash. Okay, so let us solve this problem now. So if 2 plus I root 3 is one root of the equation x square plus px plus q is equal to 0, where P comma Q are real, then the values of P and Q are dash. See here, already I said that when the roots are complex or imaginary, then one root will be the conjugate side of the other, right? So if 2 plus I root 3, so let alpha is equal to 2 plus I root 3, means one root is 2 plus I root 3. Then beta, other root becomes conjugate, means in place of plus we get minus, right? 2 minus I root 3. Okay? So now here if we take sum of the roots and product of the roots, then we will get value of P and Q, right? So alpha plus beta is equal to, not, let us see. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus P if we equate, right? Sum of the roots is minus P, but I want P, so P is equal to minus of alpha plus beta. Okay, so P is equal to minus of alpha plus beta, means 2 plus I root 3 plus 2 minus I root 3. Okay, so I root 3 gets cancelled, minus 4. Okay, so P value I am getting as minus 4. Now let us find out the value of Q. So alpha beta is equal to Q. Okay, C by A means Q by 1, so Q. Okay, so Q is equal to alpha into beta means 2 plus I root 3 into 2 minus I root 3. Okay, so that is equal to A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square, so 2 square minus I root 3 whole square. Okay, so that is equal to 2 square is 4 minus, what's the value of I square? In our complex numbers we have learned, no, I square is minus 1. So minus of minus 1 into root 3 whole square is 3. So that is equal to 4 minus of minus is plus 3. So that is equal to 7. So Q is equal to 7. This is how we have to find the values of P and Q. I hope everybody understood whatever the concepts I have explained today. So if anyone is missing my previous videos, first go and watch those videos, then only you can understand this concept. And if you really like my videos, share my videos to your friends, inform them to subscribe my channel. That's all for today. Take care. Bye.